2016. A woman has run for president, and women all over the United States and the world are fighting for the right to their own bodies. 1972. A woman has run for president, and women all over the United States and the world are fighting for the right to their own bodies. This is Let's Go Full Crocodile Ladies by Rebecca Traister. The documentary Year of the Woman was directed by Sandra Hochman and filmed by an all-female camera crew in 1973, but the documentary, which was called Too Radical, Too Weird, and Too Far Ahead of Its Time for any distributor to touch, vanished for more than 40 years. Traister's article for the Huffington Post is a passionate article about feminism and the fight for equality, as well as a comparison between our contemporary political surroundings and Sandra Hochman's settings in the 1970s. Perhaps not that much has changed. That this article is a work of creative nonfiction can be seen already in the first paragraphs, when Traister makes use of several classical methods for capturing the reader. Her use of first-person pronouns, scene settings, varying syntax to emphasize points, and emotionally appealing language pulls the reader into the story, which, yes, feels more like a story than a report. As a journalist who covers women in politics, Traister blatantly declares her interpretive bias from the start, and in the process sets expectations as to what standpoint the article would take. As if that wasn't already clear from the heavily connotated words she uses, such as robbing, groundbreaking, if it all goes wrong, and betrayal, giving away the author's opinion in no time. However, how could she not? She's been named the most brilliant voice on feminism in the country, and has written a book called All the Single Ladies, Unmarried Women and the Rise of an Independent Nation. Her feminist background would make it difficult for her to even watch the film she's writing about without an interpretive bias. I may have just as much problems distancing myself from my feminism to look at this without a significant interpretive bias. Watching Year of the Woman, I could not help myself from smiling, and so I entered this article with an affirmative attitude to all that was said, knowing the author would say just what I wanted her to say. The context in which the article was written was something just adding to my biased view of the text. As Traister says in her article, the past isn't really so ancient, nor is it inapplicable to our present political moment. She speaks about affordable health care and the abortion issue as being important themes in the context of the film. Her futuristic inclusion of the 2016 elections brings a contemporary twist to this article, making my own opinions about contemporary politics into a relevant bias and coloring my view of the past. President Trump's recent signing of the Mexico City policy, barring international non-governmental organizations that perform or promote abortions from receiving U.S. governmental funding, makes 1970s seem so much closer. Traister further uses her context, the 2008 example of Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire, to make the point that women should allow themselves to get real about their frustrations. After some research, I concluded that just as in Year of the Woman, women are still ridiculed for making their frustrations visible. As Maureen Down asks, can Hillary cry her way back to the White House? Which makes the context tie in nicely with Traister's appeal. Me and Rebecca Traister made a fantastic duo in affirming our biases, together with a temporal analysis going hand in hand with a feminist promotional film.